In 1848, a tamping iron, a 12-foot rod, shot through a man's face and out the top of his skull. He walked, talked, and lived for 12 years after. Then something else happened. His personality changed. This is the story of Phineas Gage. It was a summer day in Cavendish, Vermont in the United States. Phineas Gage was a railroad construction foreman. On the 13th of September, 1848, while preparing to blast rock with explosives, something went terribly wrong. An accidental spark detonated the powder. The tamping iron was launched upward. It entered under Gage's left cheek, passed behind his left eye, and exited the top of his skull, passing directly through his brain. Workers expected him to die. Instead, he stood up, spoke, and even walked, a medical miracle for the 19th century. Doctors rushed to treat him. He was conscious, complaining of pain but alert. Surgeons cleaned the wound and removed bone fragments. Over weeks, he recovered from the physical injuries. But then something strange happened, and it worried the doctors more than the wound itself. The rod destroyed parts of Gage's frontal lobe, a brain region responsible for personality, decision-making, and social behavior. Gage's friends said he was no longer Gage. He became impulsive, rude, and unreliable. The polite, hard-working foreman was replaced by a man who used profanity, made poor decisions, and struggled to hold a job. Phineas Gage's case revolutionized neuroscience by demonstrating how specific brain areas influence personality and behavior, and how damage to one spot could change specific behaviors. His survival paved the way for understanding brain function and injuries. Gage tried to work after the incident. He did some odd jobs, and later he traveled to find work, even working in Chile as a stagecoach driver for a time, where the steady nerve of driving helped him function. He also became a kind of medical celebrity. Scientists and the public were fascinated, and he was studied by physicians. Gage's case didn't prove everything, but it opened a path. Doctors began to map functions to brain areas. That work led to neurosurgery approaches, cognitive science, and new ideas about how the brain supports personality. Gage's skull and tamping iron are now preserved in a museum, a lasting symbol of brain science's turning point. Remember, Gage was a person, not just a medical example. He worked, married, and had a life after trauma. The story is both medical and human, about pain, resilience, and how we treat people after injury. Phineas Gage lived for about 12 more years after the accident, leaving behind a legacy that still teaches doctors and scientists today. Stabbed in the brain and surviving, his story remains one of human resilience in the mysteries of the mind. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Spotlight Synths.